Good afternoon. As you may know, my name is Jonathan Cassoni, and I am the Senior Data Architect at JC's Innovative Solutions. I'm here today to talk to you about whether a relationship exists between employment status metrics and the use of public transportation, while also considering the location of bus stops in and around Kansas City, Missouri. This is what I plan to cover for this presentation. Using SQL and the PostgreSQL GUI, I created a relational database to store and develop predetermined relationships between the datasets I used. The datasets I stored in the database include data on employee count based on employment type, employee pay based on employment type, bus stop location based on physical and geographic location, as well as public transportation use based on employee pay and employment type. The research question included here is a reiteration. The intent with this diagram is to illustrate how the database operates, its attributes, and the relationships between the different datasets and tables. As you can see, the components indicate one-to-many relationships, considering that each respective employment, wage, and transit ID can be associated with one or many bus stops. Using the newest dataset from the U.S. Census Bureau, my team can cross-reference the employment type and employee gross pay with public transportation use in Missouri to see that the greatest number of employees that use public transportation make approximately $15,000 to $25,000 and work in the educational services industry. We can then combine this data with the other datasets to analyze whether these results match and apply that to location data to pinpoint where people use public transportation the most. That's the idea. According to the C-suite team's memo, my team and I have developed a list of pros and cons related to switching from a relational database to a non-relational database. An advantage of switching to a non-relational database includes the ability to store structured, unstructured, or semi-structured data. Structured data includes tables such as what you might see in a relational database, while unstructured data typically adheres to a key value model, in which the key acts as an index that can find the values stored in a database. Semi-structured data is the middle ground between structure and no structure. Geeks for Geeks suggests that metadata, XML documents, and JSON files are semi-structured data because they indicate some structure but do not conform to any rigid schema. On the topic of schemas, non-relational databases are developer-friendly, which means that developers can use programming and query languages other than SQL that support different types of data. While relational databases store data in tables, the key value model supports large volumes of data at higher speeds and allows architects to find data quickly and easily. In addition to processing larger volumes of data, non-relational databases support the ability to scale horizontally and vertically to maximize space and processing speeds. Disadvantages of switching to a non-relational database include the lack of structure and organization. There are no primary and foreign keys, no joins, and no tables. In addition to this disadvantage, each database is different. NoSQL databases use different schemas and must be learned prior to use, which can slow down operations. SQL is a language commonly used by analysts, but it is not used often with non-relational databases. Also, non-relational databases lack ACID. If a problem occurs, the database processes continue, which could cause problems later. Non-relational databases lack data consistency, data isolation, and durability. Isolation might refer to separation between simultaneous processes, and durability contributes to backup and recovery in the event of a potential database crash. As a result of these findings, my recommendation regarding the change to a non-relational database is to continue using our relational database. If we decide to invest in developing a non-relational database, I recommend that we maintain the existing database as a failsafe and begin testing features for a non-relational database with our data through iterative processes. First and foremost, due to simplicity and collaborative capabilities with industry partners through the use of SQL, I do not foresee non-relational databases replacing relational databases anytime soon. If we run into issues, we can rely on them for assistance and vice versa, which strengthens those business relationships. Further, relational databases are reliable. They support data consistency, accuracy, as well as normalization when carrying out processes and integrating data. Also, relational databases have been proven to ensure dedicated security, backup, and recovery processes. Therefore, to reiterate and to conclude, I think we should focus our efforts on improving public transportation capabilities and continuing to strengthen our existing database. The team and I will consider developing a non-relational database prototype to present to you all within the next 8 weeks. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to answering any questions you might have. Thank you.